Hey, Nick, you got a pretty young roster here and a pretty new looking roster, but what are your thoughts going into this 2024 season?
Yeah, we have some young ones coming in, more freshmen that we've had in the past, that's for sure. And even incoming sophomores, which is exciting. It's you get to think future of the program. But I think we have some really key returners coming back, which I'm super excited about. They continue to be the foundation of the program, and even some that are about to be juniors who have been with me, from the very first year when I started. But I think we have some great additions, a couple juniors coming in, transfers that are just gonna help plug some holes and really um, complete the roster in a whole and make us a lot stronger this year, which I'm really excited about.
Well, the three you've got coming back are setter Bia De Silva. Always good to have a returning setter. Defensive specialist, Libero, Jessica Dean, middle,
Mhm.
Sydney Rowe, and outside, Sophia Iwalefo. What kind of role do you expect them to play? Are they more of a leadership, or they just hang back and let someone else take the reins, like the setter, as a former setter?
As a former setter, right? Um, I mean, all of the above, really. I know that in the winter quarter, in the spring quarter, they were able to really lead the charge, along with everyone else who returned. We have some other great players who maybe didn't see a lot of court time last fall, but are kind of sleeping giants. And they had a lot of growth in the winter and spring, which has been very exciting. Just to get like the extra touches, the extra one-on-one attention, and just to see like how fast they've progressed is something pretty special. But for sure, Sophia and B and Sid and Jessica Dean, like having all of them, coming back who were a part of our starting rosters last year. They're going to bring the
Mhm.
experience of just being in the Big West Conference and the leadership of the culture that we've been building over the years, which is fun.
Well, being that you mentioned their last season, what are your thoughts on with the ability and the potential to play in a postseason tournament within the Big West?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's kind of funny because last year at the beginning of the season, actually in the spring, um, I had told them that we're going to make the Big West tournament and that's the goal. And they literally all looked at me like I was crazy. We were just 11th place. It was my first year.
Mhm.
And I was like, I believe we can do it. Like let's get a spring under our belt. Let's really train you up. Let's, strengthen the culture. And I think we can make, which was really top 6, 7, the UC San Diego. But the crazy part is that we were actually in the running to
Mhm.
potentially make the tournament up until the second to last weekend
Right.
of the season. And I think it was just such a testament to them to be like, we went from 11th place, dead last in the conference, and able to just grow through the spring, strengthen our culture, really like hone in on our skills and fundamentals. And we almost made the tournament, but we did do leaps and bounds throughout that year. And so this year, knowing like who we have coming in and the returners and the strength of who we have coming back and just, the culture component, that's just the glue that ties it all together.
Mhm.
I absolutely believe, and we talk about it all the time, what it's going to feel like, what it's going to look like.
Excellent. Well, actually, it's a great segue to my next question for you. Does your team have a particular philosophy, motivational, or missional statement that they're rallying behind here in 2024?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I like to call it like our roots. There's three of them. The first one is winning expectation. And that's not to say like the win and loss column. It's everything you do. How we do anything is how we do everything. So everything from our academics to how we show up to what does prepared look like, championship transitions, how we get water breaks, how we go from one court to the next. That is all winning and expectations. And we can't expect to win if we're not doing all those little things from practice to school to how we interact and communicate and just connect with each other. The second one is failing forward. I am a huge believer in failure, and just mastering growth through failure. And that is the mindset in our gym. Like we go hard, we go big, we're not scared to fail because we know it's just building resilience every single time. And we got a lot of years of resilience right now, all those losses, a lot of lessons learned. So failing forward is not something to look down upon. It's just the growth that keeps happening,
Right.
and how we're more prepared for the next step. And then the last one is connect, trust, and love. It's
Hmm.
again the glue that ties everything together, and it's really just like how we connect with
Right.
us as a staff, them with each other, then building the trust from that, and then from that comes the love. And
Hmm.
they definitely have a lot of fun together, so it's exciting.
Well, excellent. Well, I wanted to take a peek at some of the newcomers you've had. Particularly, you have two freshmen, but you got a pretty great piece coming in Kaylin Jaeger from the
Yeah.
community college level. Can you share a little bit about her and how you cross paths?
Yeah, it's funny. Just I have a bunch of colleagues that are always like, "Oh, hey, did you see this girl, Kaylin? She's in San Diego Mesa and this and that." I'm like, "What?" It was actually Ashley Preston, who I used to work for at Cal State Fullerton.
Hmm.
And she's like, "Man, I don't think she'll come to New Orleans." And I was like, "Wait, I heard about her." And so instantly I reached out to her coach, Bobby Joe, and we connected, and I got Kaylin out here on a visit. And she committed pretty early on. She committed in, like, I mean, shortly after the visit, but it was during the fall, and she just killed it. I mean, indoor MVP, beach
Hmm.
MVP, state champion for both. I'm
ABCA
super
All
excited.
American.
ABCA All American. I mean, the list goes on and on, like all the conference awards, all of her,
Hmm.
team awards. But I think the fun part about Kaylin and some of the other transfers that we have coming in, and honestly, even some of the freshmen and the top level club teams that they come from, is everyone's coming from a winning program or a winning mindset, and
Hmm.
I think that's a hurdle we were missing in the past. Was
Right.
there was this complacency around where UC Riverside has always been. And now we have dogs coming in. Like Kaylin, and I've talked to so many coaches out there after she committed, and they're like, man, that girl will find a way to score. And I'm like, I know, right? But it's like that dog mentality. Like, I will make sure we win. Like, when it's game point, put the ball in my hands. And we have a lot of those players coming in, which I'm excited about. But Kaylin is very special. I've been excited about her from way back as soon as she committed.
Excellent. Well, let's talk about your 2024 schedule here. You head to the nation's capital for four pretty good matches there between
Yes.
against George Washington, Georgetown, American University, and George Mason. What are you looking forward to most on that trip to kick off the season?
You know, I always want our first travel weekend to be something where like the players really get to bond and like come together, and then also get great competition out of it. DC is a really great place where I feel like we can get immersed in the culture. We
Hmm.
have an extremely diverse team. I think it's like right in line with all the plans and things we have lined up for them, and the different museums we want to take them to, and just the experiences we want to create for them, because it's those shared experiences that creates the connections and the trust and the loves and the bonds. And then we get to go to battle together. Four great games, in the span of 3 days. So I'm super excited about it. And, I think it's a great way to just kick off the season.
Excellent. Well, one final question for you, Nikki, and this is more for our people new to UC Riverside volleyball or new to volleyball. But if you were to say to someone who's new, what players would you advise they check out on your team this upcoming year?
Ooh. Um, I think for sure, just I'll start with returners, but like Sydney Rowe, um, she's gonna be a lot to handle. She just has like the most brightest personality, but it's so funny because she just goes up there like beast mode in the middle. And again, like she finished off the season really great, and then has just been growing throughout the winter and spring. Um, Both setters that are returning, McKenna and B, they're, we'll probably start off running a 6-2. They're both have been such leaders on this court. And then, incoming, obviously, Caitlin Jagger. She's exciting to have her on the team. And Trinity Sheridan. She
Mhm.
came from San Bernardino, lefty right side. She brings a different component to our team that I'm really excited about. a different level of maturity. She's a mom, and so she's a little bit older, so she's like auntie, and just how she manages herself with the players and everything she's got to do, and having that extra responsibility after being a student and a Division I athlete. Like, she's also a mom, which is so special. But I think there's definitely some great, exciting talent to look forward to. Both of our liberos, Brooklyn and Jessica Dean. Like, I'm so excited. It's going to be fun.
Excellent. Well, sounds like a great team on deck for the Highlanders in 2024. Nicky, I appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you when you are in Irvine.
Yes, absolutely. You as well. Thank you.